Please welcome Emilio Mazzucatelli.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. First, I want to clarify the agenda and my shirt are pure coincidence. Not planned. Okay, for those who don't understand well, the Advanced Communicator Manual, persuasive speeches is mandatory. Nobody likes cold calling, right? Anybody likes cold calling here? Good, Peter. Well, it's complicated, but I've been involved in sales for several years in my life, especially out of two things I do. One is real estate, and I got involved in this like several years ago. And I got to a point where I got to understand how the thing kind of works after a while, after failing a lot. Now, I was going to write something on the board, but I don't have a board. But let me write it here. I found out there's a formula for this. Let me see if anybody knows what this is. Money. APS. Anybody knows what this stands for in sales? APS. Okay, this is a basic. So appointments give you prospects, okay? And prospects give you sales, okay? This cannot function. If you are in business, you cannot do well if you're not selling, of course. To get sales, you need enough amount of prospects. Sometimes they call it leads, but probably a little more advanced, like people that are already very interested in this. And for that, you need to set up appointments, right? So the cheapest and best, fastest way is to do it through phone calls. And it's very cheap. Anybody can do it. The thing is that salespeople get this fear of rejection, and they just call once, and they just feel that it's not for them, and they just drop it. They never call back. That's a mistake. The first tip is that you have to be comfortable with rejection. Because once you overcome that, because of course the person on the other side of the phone doesn't know who you are, what you're calling for. Okay? And I found that in real estate too. Real estate functions this way. I used to, I got my license, I remember, and I used to know about real estate a little bit in the beginning. So I did a light advertising. I put it out there and I just sit there and wait for the phone to ring. Of course, once in a while, the phone is going to ring. But even a blind squirrel can get an acorn once in a while, right? But it wasn't the massive way I was looking for. Then I found out this formula, and I think it was all about prospecting, okay? There's another important thing to know in prospecting. There's an average for everything, a statistic for everything. Life is numbers, whether you like it or not. And in real estate and in calls, there's also numbers. For example, I found out that if you make enough calls, you can get enough appointments. So, for example, if you do 100 calls in a week, let's say you don't work the weekends. 100 calls, 20 calls a day. Out of 20 calls, a few people are going to hang up. A few people are going to say, I'm not interested. A few people are going to say, I'm already working with somebody else. But at least one person may say, you know what, I'm interested about that. Let me know more about that. There it is. 20 out of 1 at least. It's the minimum statistic that we're looking for. Now, if you make the numbers, for example, 20 calls a day, you get one appointment. One appointment that it can take between a half hour and 2 hours, let's say, right, of work, of consistent work. Now, you get one appointment out of 20. That's all I need. So I need 19 no's to get to one appointment, right? If I can do this for 5 days, 100 calls, I get 5 appointments a week. That's 20 appointments in a month, right? And let's say 1 week, because there are already people that are interested in your product and your service, so you do 5 appointments and let's say 1 listing. In this case, in real estate, what the agent is looking for is to list a property. Anybody here involved in real estate? Good. So the purpose of the agent is to get a listing to put in the market. If you don't have listings as a realtor, it's like you have a deli, you don't have any merchandise. Okay, so you need to have listings, property for sale. So that's the appointment based on real estate in most cases. So the appointments are to get a listing. So that's what I'm going to be trying to sell today. get a seller selling his house and trying to get him to list it with me to sell his property, right? But people usually don't want to sell, they want to sell their own. Now we're saying, if I get 20 calls a day, 1 appointment a day, 5 a week, that's, okay, that's 5 appointments, it's 4 listings a month. That's 48 listings in a year. Also going by numbers, I can sell 12 properties a year with minimum numbers, 2 hours a day only, 5 days a week. 12 properties is an average of $60,000. Properties that sell on their own. And if you, let's say you are lucky, which the numbers get better with time, you can increase that. Instead of 1 appointment a day, you can get 2. And you can get 10 a week. That's 2 listings a month. That's 48 listings you can sell a year. That's even double, $120,000 a year with 12 hours of work a day. Plus, not counting the sales with buyers and all that. Those are the numbers. So today we're going to be practicing a little bit about a prospective seller. He's a person that has an expensive property for sale. I found out, and obviously, another tip for cold calling is make your homework, okay, and put it all on your desk before you start. All the information you can gather, you put it in front of you. You find out when he bought, when he sold the last time, how much he did for, how much he paid off already. You find all these things. This applies to any kind of business. You do the homework first, okay? Then this person has an expensive property. Obviously, I know that he doesn't want to sell with the real estate because it's been for sale on his own for a month, okay? And I'm not going to ask a question that I know it's a no. Like, hey, you want to sell with the real estate? That's a no, and obviously that's going to close the door for me. With no, so I'm just going to try to go with the flow. I have to be laser focused on what he says and how he rejects, to come around. Okay, that's the only purpose of the call. Because the purpose of the cold call is not to land an appointment on the first call. It's the follow up where the magic appears, and the follow up. The person getting familiar with you. So I'm going to try to build rapport with this person while the days go by, okay, and see how it goes. Now let me see if I can call a buyer now and see if I can get him on the phone. Give me a second. Maybe he's available.
Hello?
Hi, is this Mr. Jesse Cassell?
Yes. What do you want?
Hey, how are you? I'm just calling because I just sold a property on your same street, 11111. By the way, I'm Emilio from Queens Best Realty.
Yeah. What do you want?
I sold the property two blocks from your house, and I just happened to pass by there, and I saw there's a sign for sale by owner. So I'm just trying to find out if this house is still available.
Yes, but I don't want any listings here. I can't afford it.
You mean that you're not gonna list it with real estate?
No.
Yeah, I've seen that. Now, my purpose is not to list it really. But the thing is that after I sold this property, there's a few people that keep calling me about buying a house in this neighborhood. Okay, so I'm running out of inventory. I have a few couples, family, that I've showed it like 4 or 5, 6 properties, and nothing seems to suit them. So, is this still available?
Yes. It's still on the market.
How much are you asking for?
$500,000.
Okay, and how much are you willing to go down to?
I'm not willing to go down. I put a lot of renovations to this house. I redid the kitchen. I redid the flooring. I redid the bathroom. I'm not going under $500,000.
Oh, I see. Well, the only issue with this is that in the market, there's properties like similar to yours, like around 430, 475. Maybe not as good as yours, which is very renovated, like you say.
That's right.
But I understand the value, absolutely. I haven't seen the house, but well, my inquiry is that if I can show the house, I'm not trying to list the property at all. I'm working with these buyers, and I'm committed to sell them something. So the property but they're looking for something like good-looking house, like very finished, like you say. I'm not sure about the price, but they're qualified for that price. But if we can show the property, let's say tomorrow, 5 o'clock, is that okay with you?
Yes. That should be okay.
Okay, so I'm going to call you tomorrow just to confirm that I'm going there, and I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay, so next day I go, I show the property. Okay, my purpose is not really to show the property, sell, maybe I can sell it, but the purpose is to get in the house and meet him. That's how I build a rapport. Just to get in the house, shake hands, he knows me. If not, he's not gonna give me anything, but I'm really after selling his house on the market. But it's kind of a tough. If that property was listed for $300,000, I know that I can sell it like this without advertising, but this house needs a lot of like work, traffic. So I need to put it on the market and list it, and I can get a big commission out of that. But he wants $500,000. Let's see how can he go down. So next day I show the house. I met him. The people saw the house, and I'm calling him back.
Hello?
Hey, Mr. Jesse, how are you? It's Emilio.
Oh, hi. Hi, Emilio. How are you?
Very good, very good. Is this a good time?
Yes. So, what happened?
Well, I showed this house yesterday, like you saw. They were very happy. They love the house. They really love it.
Yeah?
Yes, they love the porch you did in the back. It was beautiful for the kids. The only challenge is that now they thought about it, and for this price, they rather move to the neighborhood next to yours, where this is a college for the kid, where this market is a little higher, but it's closer to college. So they're gonna skip for this time. But don't worry about that. Don't let this stop us. I can show it tomorrow to another great family that's looking for something similar to this. If we can show it tomorrow like at 4 o'clock, would that be okay?
Yeah.
Great.
That should be fine.
Great. So let me confirm you tomorrow morning that I'm going, okay?
Okay.
Great. So, fine, I go, I show the property, okay? I get to shake his hand again. I have a conversation with him. And the next morning I call him again.
Hello.
Mr. Jesse, how are you? It's Emilio.
Hi, Emilio. Hey, so what happened?
Okay, this family also very much liked the house.
You did?
They fell in love with that.
Good news.
I have an offer for you. Well, I know what you want. They're willing to buy it for $450. That's like the final. They can up to that. They can reach.
No. Remember what I said? I'm not going under 500,000.
Exactly. Don't worry. I know what you mean. No, I already told them that I kind of felt that way too. That the owner feels like it's around $500,000. But and I told you already that you don't have to pay me commission. I can guarantee that the buyer's going to pay me the commission. Okay?
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about that. So you know what? I showed this property 3 times already. No. How many times you showed it? 2?
So me twice, yes.
Okay. So I have another family. I have another family I can show it to. Let me call you tomorrow and confirm the time, okay?
Sure, yes.
Thank you.
you, Emilio, for...
Okay, so I show the house already. Again, to the 3rd family. I call them again in the morning.
Hi, Emilio. So, what's the verdict?
Hey, how are you? The family liked the house, okay? But they feel that it's a little overpriced too. They're gonna go with an offer they got accepted for $430. I know it's not as beautiful as your house, but that's what we're gonna do. I'm sorry, but you know what? I have another proposal for you. This person has been seeing that I'm active. We got along very well. Okay, that I can sell this property. He doesn't have to pay me commission. I'm gonna get it on the buyer side. So, you know what? I have a proposal. We need a lot of traffic to this house because the $500,000 is a challenge. You know that, okay? We can sell this house, but we need a lot of traffic. So we need to put a lot of advertisement as well. What do you think about that idea?
It's a good idea, but I put a lot of money in this house, and I don't want to spend any more money.
Oh no, you don't have to spend any money because once I get to list this property in the market, I'm gonna get my company to pay for all the advertising, magazines, multiple listings, and everything else.
Yeah, you can do
So
that.
I can pay that, and I can guarantee the 500 that you want. Okay, but we need a lot of traffic. So if you're okay with this, I'm gonna stop by later, like say at 6 p.m. and we can sign the listing.
Sure.
Put it in the market.
That sounds like a
We
plan.
bring the traffic, and I get you get what you want. Okay.
Thank you, Emilio.
Thank you very much. So that's the end of the call, and I got the list of property. I got what I wanted. We'll report. And the story ended up that I sold the property. I put it on the contract in 3 weeks. I sold it 2 months and a half for $520. I got my $20,000 commission. He got his $500,000, and now he's going to refer me more business, of course. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if anybody wants to sell a house here, you know how I work already. Thank you very much.